Chapter 1 When's Wife Run Away. You are listening at FameTV.info. Chapter 1 The When Family /s daughter.in.law run away. In the early spring, the ice and snow melted and everything recovered. It should have been a good beginning, but a group of menacing men broke the atmosphere. I already said that the wife of the Yushan family is not a safe one, and you don't believe in evil. As a result, you see, the woman ran away before her aunt/s body was cold, and it is a sin to leave a few poor children behind. The leader held a hoe. The young man cursed angrily, spittle stars flying all over the sky, and his free left hand gestured hard. It could be seen that he was very angry. Okay, Brother Lifu, it/s already like this at Brother Yushan/s house, so don/t say a few words. Where are we going now? Standing beside Sun Lifu, Huang Ergu stared blankly at the few forks at the entrance of the village. Sun Lifu was stunned for a moment, then stopped and turned his head to ask a few men, where is Dingjia village? Everyone else shook their heads. Huang Ergu held his breath and almost didn't/t mention it. No one knew where the Deng family was, so he arrogantly wanted to stand up for Wen Yushan. Sun Lifu also seemed to realize that this was a serious problem. He scratched his head embarrassedly, and said with a smirk, why don't/t we go back and ask? A group of people was so aggrieved, they carried their hoes and dragged Baba back in a muffled voice. On the way, they encountered a few old ladies who were asking questions and didn't feel embarrassed to answer. Bypassed the entire village and came to the middle of the back mountain. Sun Lifu took a breath and was about to knock on the door, but the gate fell through the fence, and a group of men were dumbfounded. A half-sized boy ran out of the house. He was dirty all over, as if he had just come back from digging coal. He was obviously relieved when he saw the person who came, and hurried over. Uncle Sun, why are you here? My father is not at home. Sun Lifu was a little embarrassed, but when he heard that Wen Yushan was not at home, he got angry. Yuanliang, did your father go to your mother again? When Yuanliang nodded silently. Sun Lifu couldn't/t help but scolded Wen Yushan, I said that your father is a jerk, and your mother has run away, what can he look for? The world is big, where can I find it? It/s better to earn money to support you. When Yuanliang pursed his lips and did not speak, and a stern look flashed in his eyes, but it was not aimed at Sun Lifu who was chattering endlessly. Just as Sun Lifu was talking, Huang Ergu interjected. It/s business, don/t forget business, Yuanliang, do you know where your grandfather/s home is? When Yuanliang shook his head honestly, if he knew, he wouldn't/t be waiting at home stupidly. When everyone heard the words, their hearts sank, and even when Yuanliang didn't/t know it. Didn't/t Mrs. Deng have the idea of running away from the beginning? Mr. Deng, who was scolded by everyone, was lying in the Rengsentang Medical Center in the town. A beautiful woman in Chinese clothes was next to a middle-aged handsome man and asked softly, Shen Lang, is that woman about to wake up? Don/t worry, madam, the doctor said, it/s estimated to be an hour or two, if you can/t wait, why don/t I ask the servants to take you back first. Shen Bian carefully wrapped his arms around the woman/s shoulders, cherishing it very much. The woman shook her head slightly, and two blushes appeared on her fair face. I want to thank her when she wakes up, if it wasn't/t for her, I wouldn't/t even know that I was pregnant. Shen Lang, this child is God watching us do good deeds and accumulate virtue. It was only given to us, and I will definitely accumulate blessings for him. Shen Bian showed a helpless and doting smile, and ordered the servants to take good care of the woman and go out to find the doctor. Facing the doctor, Shen Bian felt a little more arrogant and arrogant. What happened to the woman? The doctor replied tremblingly. The pulse has returned to normal, and the wounds on the body have begun to scab. It stands to reason that he should wake up. As soon as he finished speaking, there was movement in the wing room. The doctor hurried in to take a look, and said excitedly, "Wake up, you can be considered awake." The roaring shouts in her ears made Chen Ningya frown uncomfortably. When she slowly adjusted to the light and opened her eyes, she found herself lying in an unfamiliar room with people standing beside her who looked familiar, but who was she? I can /t remember where I met her. Thinking of this, Chen Ningya showed a bitter smile. How long has she not seen anyone? It seemed that everyone looked familiar. Before Chen Ningya came back to her senses, Shen Bian entered the door and saw the woman on the bed opened her eyes with a comfortable smile on her face. He smiled and said, "It's good to wake up, it means that the person is alright. Is there something wrong with this lady?" Chen Ningya pupils dilated suddenly when she saw Shen Bian. Her breathing suddenly became short. She remembered Shen Bian face turned to ashes, but he shouldn't be so young. Before Chen Ningya could understand, Shen Bian said, "We found you in the ditch of the mountain road. At that time, you were covered in blood, and there was no one else around, so I had to send you to the town medical clinic. Now you are awake, we can also notify your family to come over, and your injuries were obviously caused by an attack. What happened?" Shen Bian eyes are full of inquiry, and he has a posture of going to get to the bottom of it. He is the newly appointed county magistrate, and he can ignore such bad things in the places under his jurisdiction. Chen Ningya had already understood her situation at this time, but she couldn't fully accept it. With a pale face, she said weakly, "I have a headache, can you let me think about it?" Shen Bian saw that Chen Ningya had 3 layers of gauze wrapped around her head, and she couldn't push it too hard, so she nodded slightly, explained a few words to the doctor, and went out. The room was quiet, and Chen Ningya could finally clear her mind. She didn't expect that she would be able to be reborn after death. It was not a dream, or what she did in her previous life could not be seen by the gods, and she had to be reincarnated. Come again. Since God gave her this opportunity, she will never make the same mistake again. Chen Ningya clenched her fists tightly and slowly closed her eyes. When the doctor came in with the medicine, Chen Ningya finally said, "Doctor, please invite my savior in, I have something to say." When Shen Bian came over, he was accompanied by his wife, Roche. As soon as the two entered the door, Chen Ningya struggled to get down. Roche hurriedly said, "Don't move, the doctor said that you were seriously injured. If it didn't happen to us, I'm afraid it is. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. for saving your life. The kindness of saving your life cannot be repaid. The little woman is willing to be a cow and a horse to repay your great kindness." Chen Ningya said excitedly, leaning against the edge of the bed. Luoshe pursed his lips and chuckled, "We just doing it well, we don't need you to be a cow or a horse, but if you want to repay, why don't you tell me what happened to your injury, and where is your home? Someone told your family to come." Luoshe also said the same thing in the previous life. At that time, Chen Ningya wanted to leave Wen's house. Not only did she tell everything about what happened to her, but she also made Wen Yushan go into the water, so that her children lost their mothers and their fathers immediately. The dead died, the sick were sick, and the one who survived went astray, all because of her. End of this chapter. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.